So Graham, you are now a freshman in college. Could you kind of remind me where you're going to school and what you're studying?
So I'm at Mizzou right now. I'm studying mechanical engineering. Right now I'm looking at minors in music and math.
Wow, that's awesome. And you did really well, obviously, on the AP Scholars exam. Could you tell me what it was like when you got your results and saw how well you did?
Well, honestly, I was just hoping to get, threes or higher, because that's all you need at Mizzou in order to qualify for the credit. But, I was definitely happy with seeing the high scores.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What was your family's reaction? I'm sure they were very proud of you.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Especially like the last 2 years, whenever I took the AP tests and got a very high score, it was especially great. Like this past year, since it was online, everything was kind of weird, and a lot of people didn't, get the score that they might have if they had a longer test. But I still got a pretty good one, so they were cool with that.
That's awesome. So how has college been, especially since you were an AP student? How did that help you prepare for college and what you're experiencing now?
Well, I basically don't have to take any gen eds, so that's really nice with all of the AP credit that transferred over. So since I'm in the STEMs, I don't have to worry about English, I don't have to worry about history or any of that, and that's exactly what I wanted. Also, it definitely helps you get a base level of knowledge when you're coming in. Like in my honors chemistry class, I'm not having any problems whatsoever because of the classes I took at Jeff City, which is nice. And it definitely got me ready for Calc 3. All that sort of stuff is working well.
Perfect. So how did you prepare for the AP Scholars exam, or the AP exams? Did you do cramming constantly?
I don't know about a lot of cramming constantly. For the ones in the previous 2 years, so sophomore and junior year, for the month leading up to the exam, I took a bunch of practice exams and just looked back over all the content from earlier in the year, because remember, you got to remember everything that had gone on in the year. So I looked back at the stuff that I might have forgotten and then took a bunch of practice exams, and that was basically good enough. And then this past year, since everything was online, it was all weird. I watched some of those videos that the College Board put out, because the format was so different and you had to be ready to tackle that specific format. So I watched some of those, as well as took some practice exams. That was pretty much it.
Awesome. So what advice would you give to junior, senior students now who are preparing for those exams, or who will be preparing for those exams?
I'd say just don't stress out too much. At the end of the day, it's going to be basically the same thing as your final in the class. So if you're prepared enough for the final in the class, you're probably going to be prepared enough for the AP exam. The only difference is just how it's formatted. So as long as you're paying attention to the right way to format your answers, you should be good. Because, for example, on the physics exams, you might not be used to having to do the paragraph response or the experimental design, but you'll know all the concepts going in. So as long as you just know how to tackle the problem specifically, you'll be fine. And all you need to do that is look over practice exams and see the correct answers versus what you might have given, and then just keep doing that until you get consistently well. Do consistently.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like some good advice.